Monkey D. Dragon has ancient weapon Uranus. What will he do with power? Does this make him the strongest character? Also, what use will he use it on? There are some glaring questions concerning his past, present and future. Devil fruit. What is his devil fruit? Did he even eat one? Ancient weapon. Does he possess one? Uranus. Ancient kingdom/void century. Does he know the true history? Does he search for the poneglyphs? Power level. How strong exactly is he? Who does he compare to? Supernovas? Admirals? Yonko. Motivation. Why did he choose a life of hiding, secrecy and war? Did something happen to him? Let's try to collect some thoughts on the most wanted man alive, and create some sort of resume. I will start. Devil fruit. I think his name suggests his ability, dragon. In Japanese myth, dragons are creatures that control the elements, for example wind. Either he is actually a Zone DF user type dragon, or his name is only an allusion to the myth, so he ate a Paramesha DF that allows him to control the elements, or a Loja DF that gives him control over wind. Ancient weapon. I'm not sure on this one. Many suggest he doesn't have a DF at all. His connection to wind is solely based on him wielding the wind/weather-based ancient weapon Uranus. I think he has possession of Uranus, but he uses it with utmost carefulness. He's not underestimating the power of such a weapon, and he understands its potential to destroy the world. Void century. The fact that he directly opposes the world government, and that he desired to speak with Robin, indicate that he has some basic knowledge about the history. Does he know it all? I don't think so. But he knows a lot, I'm sure. Power level. I don't think he is the strongest man alive. Dragon is more of a spy. He is someone intangible, always picking his poison to strike at the right time and with the right force. He seems very intelligent and anticipating. Admiral level? Yes. Yonko level? Stronger than Yonko? Yes. Uranus is dragon's artificial devil fruit. However, we do know that Uranus, being of the sky and storms, will most probably have weather-related weather. If we relate to the ancient kingdom, which were stated to be extremely advanced, and heavily related to the will of the D, Vegapunk may well be a D, and studying the technologies of the ancient kingdom, hence creating artificial devil fruits. Vegapunk stated that Momonosuke's devil fruit was a failure. It's a dragon that creates and climbs on clouds, from Chinese mythology. Clouds are related to storms, which dragon created in Lagedown. So far, dragon created a storm in Lagedown. Uranus is the god of the sky and therefore weather. The ancient kingdom was highly advanced, and it's possible that Vegapunk is studying the works of the ancient kingdom and taking credit for his inventions. Devil fruits themselves may be a creation of the ancient kingdom, hence their incredible power. The artificial devil fruit that Momonosuke had eaten was claimed to be a failure. It was a Chinese dragon which seems to have some control over clouds. If we link it all together, Vegapunk may be employed by the world government to replicate the Uranus. He's been making zone fruits, and his dragons had been deemed as failures, meaning that he is trying to create a dragon devil fruit. Monkey D. Dragon is in possession of a zone fruit, dragon, capable of controlling the weather. Shenlong, also Shenlong, literally, spirit dragon. J is a spiritual dragon from Chinese mythology who is the master of storms and also a bringer of rain. He is of equal significance to other creatures such as Tianlong, the celestial dragon. The spiritual dragons are azure-scaled and govern the wind, clouds and rain, on which all agricultural life depends. 1. 2. Chinese people would take great care to avoid offending them, for if they grew angry or felt neglected, the result was bad weather, drought, flood or thunderstorms. Despite that, Shenlong appears to signify a special ranking in the splendid robes and regalia of Chinese emperors. He was also five-clawed and therefore an imperial dragon. Dragon ate Uranus, a crazy strong devil fruit. Most probably the most famous Qinglong dragon, Shenlong. If so, then this DF surpasses even the Gura no Mi. If you can remember back to chapter/episode 0, Shiki wanted the weapon of mass destruction that Roger found. Roger obviously declined. Then the Battle of Edwar commenced. The three ancient weapons. Poseidon can control the seas, talk to sea kings. It's unlikely for Roger to have found this one because it has a physical human incarnation. Pluton, a ship of mass destruction. It could seem what Shiki is talking about, but we've seen blueprints to bring it back in the world. Not likely. Uranus. Now, here's my theory. Uranus is the weapon we know least about. Monkey D. Dragon started to make his move a few years after Roger had been executed. All of these ancient weapons are named after Greek gods, Uranus being the personification of the sky itself. Dragon's only power we have seen is the ability to manipulate the weather itself, even level cities through doing so. There is people who say that he is a former admiral. Oda likes to use myths, legends and fables. For example, fable backwards equals Elbaf. In Chinese mythology, there are said to be 4 seas, north, south, east and west. Those 4 seas are represented by 4 colors, yellow, blue, white and red. They have also been represented by different animals over the time, including a monkey, a bird, a dragon, and a dog. This of course screams. A North Sea with a yellow monkey equals Admiral Kizaru. A South Sea with a bluebird equals Admiral Aokiji. A West Sea with a red dog equals Admiral Akainu. Greater than that would leave the East Sea equals Admiral White Dragon, Shiroryu. There is a similar myth that supports this. The myth is about a king who had 4 loyal followers. One had the shape of a bird, the second the shape of a monkey, the third the shape of a dog, and the last the shape of a pheasant. Someday, the bird realized how evil the king was, so he left his king, but not without letting the other followers know the truth. To his disappointment, the dog was too loyal to his king, the monkey was an idiot and he couldn't understand what's going on, and the pheasant was simply too lazy to do something. Now all this resembles the admirals in One Piece a lot. The colors plus the animals plus the attitudes. This time, the bird equals dragon. I believe that Sakazuki's loyalty to the Navy and the absolute justice, Borsalino's pretended go-offness, and Aokiji's laziness are taken from those myths. Hence I believe that the White Dragon, who saw the truth about the evil of his king, is Monkey D. Dragon, Admiral Monkey D. Dragon, with the person of the king being taken by the institution of world government. Growing up as the son of the famous and renowned Marine officer Monkey D. Garp, combined with the experiences of racism, humiliation and discrimination he made while living on Dawn Island, it's plausible that Dragon joined the Marine or the WG with hopes of changing the world. But he had to realize, like the dragon in the myth, that the WG is too evil, too set in their ways, and that the system couldn't be changed. He deserted his position, formed the revolutionaries and dedicated 100% of his effort to achieving his goal, changing the world, changing the system, erasing racism, discrimination and humiliation from the world. I've seen disputes as to whether the storm was created due to a DF or Uranus. But I conclude that it was both. That is all for this video. Be sure to rate, comment and subscription, and forget to leave your video suggestions regarding any type of series. Yeah, have a nice day. This video was made my Truck 101 YouTube channel.